So I'm sure by now everybody has seen about 10,000 times Conor McGregor's, special parts and memes about Conor McGregor's special parts all over social media. Today, we're going to be covering everything in order as well as the internet's reaction to it because the internet's reaction to this entire story was hilarious. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with many YouTube channels. So this entire story ends up starting with not just MMA Uncensored. They're just the people that ended up posting this picture over here. Conor McGregor ended up publicly just cheating on D. Devlin, which it's really sad. And I've talked about this on the channel before, man, that I was such a fan of the person that Conor McGregor was coming onto the scene, talking about loyalty, talking about motivation, all of that type of stuff, but that person is no longer there. I would imagine I don't know if you want to call it a conspiracy theory of the internet is true and saying that they just have an open relationship and maybe on one side and D. Devlin just doesn't want to sacrifice the lifestyle that she's built, so she's going to continue having his kids over and over again. I can't imagine ever doing that to my partner, man. And I think it's still a horrible thing to do. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. So it gets worse, obviously, if you guys have seen this part of the story, because all of a sudden, Conor McGregor was leaked. Conor McGregor was leaked and exposed after allegedly sending explicit photos to artist Azealia Banks. Now, I don't know much about Azealia Banks, okay? I just hear that her posting this online isn't like out of character for her, okay? So what this picture is, if you have not seen it, is Conor McGregor said that he's lifting weights. He attached a weight to his, I don't know how early in the YouTube video we are right now, but I'll still mask my words, okay? Because for those of you who don't know, you can only use spicy words. After waiting for so long getting into the video, his special part of his body, he attached a weight to it and said lifting weights. And Azealia Banks just posted this, said, how you gonna send a bitch some crooked, pics when threaten her not to tell? Notorious MMA, do you know who I am? This is haram. And then Conor McGregor, obviously, I guess he knew that this was a possibility because he said, don't be a rat because all rats get caught. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. And this is also what a lot of people have been talking about over here because it has the accepting. So what it appears to be is Conor McGregor just sent this to her. I could be wrong. Okay, could be wrong. I don't know if there was a blocking situation or somebody switching accounts. I don't know. Okay. From what it appears to be, Conor just dropped this in her inbox. The dude is completely cracked out now. It's unfortunate to see, and it's like the fall of someone who used to be, someone who used to be a little bit respectable or was a really respectable, right? Now, MMA Joey actually got a lot of attention on tweet over here because he ended up posting the media over here. Conor McGregor exposed for forcing his naked body onto another woman without her consent. He sent unsolicited nude pictures of his micro, to Azealia Banks and then threatened her not to tell anybody. McGregor's a disgrace and habitual sex offender who should be in jail. Honestly, if this was completely just out of the blue, which again, it probably is, but I don't know. I don't know if there's a way around it. I don't know if it's like you block somebody, unblock them, and the messages. I don't know. I don't know how that works, okay? So, of course, the media is hidden over here. Don't be a rat because all rats get caught. I actually think people should be charged for this types of things. That's crazy. But on the other side of the coin, I get this was sent privately to Azealia, but if she didn't want it and it was just out of nowhere, I think looks good on him if she posts it. You know what I mean? But obviously you can't just post naked pictures of somebody. I don't know how that would work, and I don't know how that would hold up in court, to be honest with you, but that's what happened. So, unfortunately, the story gets a little bit sadder. ACD MMA ended up posting this, and you can see this everywhere. D. Devlin continued to show her support for Conor McGregor since the photos came out of him kissing another woman last night. She has reposted multiple romantic photos of herself and Conor McGregor on her story this morning, shortly after the alleged Azealia Banks DMs were leaked. So, sorry, I didn't see my puppy stroll up over there. But anyways, this is just sad to see, man, because part of me also thinks part of their, agreement might be for her to just support him no matter what, because obviously that's what every guy would want, right? It's just sad to think. It's sad to think about, but at the same time, she is capable of just getting up and leaving, but she also has a family. So honestly, I just feel bad for her, especially with the way Conor spoke about her on the come up. And supposedly she was paying for him when he was completely broke, but she was with him when he had nothing. She loved him for who she was, and she seems like an actual ride or die type girl. But unfortunately, Conor McGregor turned into the person that he is, and it's just really, really sad to see. But at the end of all this, I can't help but laugh because Conor McGregor just tweeted happy birthday to me after everything. And Dylan Dennis, double champ, does what he wants. My God, man. So Azealia Banks also ended up posting her own thing, because there were a series of deleted tweets which I couldn't find, but she ended up posting this. I have never met the leprechaun, but today is his birthday and he wants to make everyone a wish and blow out the candle. Funny how big of a closet mega bait that was. And then we end up having that last line over there, but it wasn't out for that wasn't the rest of what she said. This was in response to her saying, "No, me and Conor have been sending each other unsolicited nudes since 2016. This is likely sarcasm, but a lot of people have been taking it otherwise. So it's like, Conor did just drop this on her. I mean, we don't know for sure, right? Okay, so this was part of the internet's reaction. Now, Deviant Pig had this to say, well, I know it's kind of fucked up since you made it sound like he just sprung this on you out of nowhere. This was in reply to her, this was in reply to her tweet about this. And it's interesting too. Conor could have paid her to end up saying something like, oh no, we've been sending pictures to each other back and forth. BC Strickland said, how do I rig this up? Dude, this is the type of stuff you're seeing all over the internet. I know, like, there's a clip of Chael that's been going around too, and I don't know if it's going to be in this. We have these chosen out for us for a video. The clip of Chael. I can't stop looking at Conor's dick. Wow, his wife is a bigger cuck than Ian Gary. I just think there's way more to that situation, man. I don't look down at Dee at all for what she does. Money talks. Absolutely money talks. That's very true. I felt that she gets forgotten in this situation. Regardless of what their arrangement is, it's hard to see your husband and the dad of your children do all these things while you're still with him, and for it to be publicized to the entire world to see. Literally. Sorry, I lost my train of thought because I was like, the response over here. At least make it make sense there, Spider-Man. Dude, one of the most underrated ways you can argue with somebody is just to, like, throw their name back at them. Like, if someone's arguing with me, like, all right there, Kyle, you know, it just makes sense. The rage bait is so good there, but I do agree with what this tweet says. I don't care what the relationship is. I would imagine that it's a very, very difficult situation for Dee to be stuck in, and I don't know what exactly would be right, you know what I mean? Doe had this to say, Conor and Dee either have an open relationship or she's staying with him for the money. Yeah, there could be other variables to that too, but I would imagine they just have an open relationship. Nah, it curves to the right. It's just because of the mirror. Dude. Yeah, that was it was an interesting picture. This was the biggest one to probably come out of this. Ilia Topuria posting training camp starts now. Dude, you know what? I don't even know if this is Photoshop because since I've been seeing this everywhere. If somebody edited Ilia Topuria to do this, because obviously Ilia Topuria has been copying everything that Conor McGregor does. Just having a penis extender stretcher device. I don't know if he ended up posting that on his own, but regardless, it's very, very funny. This was my reaction to everything. Like, just good morning. You open up social media. Oh, that's Conor McGregor's full unredacted nudes on my timeline. Dude, there were so many of them, man. Me after figuring out what Conor McGregor's trying to yup. Dude, you know what's funny is I was recording other videos too, and I was like, oh, Conor McGregor's trending, #1. It's insane, man. I want to say poor guy, but not really at all. Like, yeah, there's an actual nude picture that I'm going to skip over here. Zap ended up posting, we just wanted to see you fight again, not lift weights. Yup. Dude, the memes that have come out from the Conor McGregor thing is just too funny. Maybe we'll make a whole video on that. Now, imagine the numbers of other random girls he's done this to. This guy needs to be in jail. That's something that needs to be spoken about, guys. If he's willing to just drop this into some random girl's DMs, like, that isn't okay. And I know we all like to joke around about Conor McGregor. I know we all like to joke around like, oh, it's just Conor cracked out doing his own thing. But this is actually something that, like, it's very different to be on the receiving end for something like that for women. You know, just it's not okay. You know, Ponyboy Pablo had this to say: cheating on your wife 10 times with a mid-5 at best when you're rich is peak. You know, we're not gonna. YouTube, I think it's very, very, very disgusting to say such a word, okay? I'm just reporting what the internet has been talking about, and I would never repeat such a thing, okay? For a guy that talks about loyalty so much, the loyalty to the woman that was there when he had nothing doesn't seem to count. It's hard to be a Conor fan sometimes. I'm with the reply over here. I don't know how you still are. Dude, I was a fan of Conor. I loved, like, the types of things that was coming out of his mouth, you know, especially when he talked about loyalty. His worldview used to be so good. Like, even the saddest thing is when you see that clip, like, partying is weakness for the soul, my friend, and I try to avoid it. He was so genuine when he was saying that stuff. It's just the guy went crazy. I don't know if it was Habib. I don't know if it was him getting rich, but who knows? Combat Sports posted this. I wonder how many tears she shed as Conor repeatedly stabs her in the back. Yeah, or in the heart, excuse me. Look at that. She is, like, lost her soul in that picture. You can just tell. She's stuck there. She's supporting him. And again, I know that the option is there to just leave. I understand that, but I believe she is in a special, difficult situation. I really do believe that, and I truthfully feel really bad for her, man. Men of status and wealth don't cheat, my guy. Their wives are fully aware of what's going on and accept it. In order for it to be considered cheating, the wives cannot accept it or know about it. Now that's crazy. Like, I know what happens and I understand the point, but that's just crazy, okay? Could not imagine treating my kid's mother like this. Agreed. And I know that'll never happen in my lifetime, and I wholeheartedly expect to be one of the biggest YouTubers on the platform. I wholeheartedly expect to be loaded one day, and I can guarantee you'll never find me in the DMs of some woman. Won't happen. Won't ever happen. And it's sad that people end up falling to this. But I guess there's a reason that the saying is men are only as faithful as their opportunities, right? But I know that will never in a million years happen to me, and I know that there's a lot of great people out there that also don't do that. If you want to talk a little bit more about funny moments in MMA, then we did recap everything that kind of went trending recently within the MMA community. You can check that right here. I'd love to have you over there. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Take care, guys.